Welcome to Impacting Jamaica. At one of the largest financial institutions in Jamaica. And you're also a comedian, a filmmaker, and a recording artist with a strong social media following. But before we get into all of that excitement regarding your Boomshot project and all of that, let's talk about you, Don Reid, the person, and your journey coming up. Describe for our listeners your early beginnings as a child coming up in rural Jamaica.
All right. Well, as a child growing up, I was given away by my biological mom at age 2 years old.
Wow.
From what I understand, she was living in Old Harbour, and the gentleman who she was along with at the time didn't want to have another man's child to deal with. So, she was given an ultimatum. So she had a friend who knew a lady from Claremont in St. Anne who had raised 2 other children who came out successful. So she brought me to Claremont to this lady named Miss Louise, and she just gave me away one. That's the earliest memory that I have. One Saturday evening, rainy Saturday evening, clothes in nothing but a clear plastic bag. And when she handed me over, she asked back for the plastic bag, and that was it. I never saw her again.
Oh my gosh.
Until age 24.
How did that affect you?
Boy, in words that I can't even explain. I would spend, as a child growing up, I spent many nights just going to my bed crying, spending late at night looking up to the ceiling, listening, the radio, like a transistor radio that I had, wondering, who am I? Where's my identity, Because growing up, I didn't know any blood relatives. Neither mother, father, sister, brother, auntie, cousin. No one at all, just me and this
lady.
elderly lady.
Oh my goodness. But it sounds sad, and I can't imagine how, the feeling you'd have of abandonment by your parents. But was your growing up with this lady positive in any way? Was the experience?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about that.
The funny thing about it, that generation of persons, because Miss Lou at the time was really elderly. That generation didn't express a lot of affection, physical affection.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no doubt that she cared for me, because I was never hungry when I was with her.
Mm.
She used to do all kinds of things. She was not well off. She was pretty much poor, but she used to raise pigs, of course, which I had to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
She used to bake. She used to run a cook shop in the Claremont market in St. Anne.
Mm-hmm.
So she provided for me as best as I can, as best as she could. I never had clothes of my own. She had a daughter who lived next door who was pretty well off, and she had a son that was close to aging me, 2 years older than me, but he was much taller than me because I am kind of diminutive. But I would get his clothes every year once he's finished with them. So she cared for me as best as she could,
mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate her for that. But what was always missing was that affection, that physical affection, that affirmation, that, hey, I'm loved, and, there's a sense of belonging in a family. That was never there.
So, do you now know that you are loved and valued and respected and admired? Do you now know, or is that something you still struggle with?
Yes, I know that without a doubt, from the many, many persons who have come into my life and stuff. I have no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
At this stage, But growing up as a child, it was never that evident,
Yeah. What would you say to some of our listeners, young people who were kind of, abandoned or left by their loved ones as well, and are struggling to kind of go through, or the father missing or something. If when you look back at your own journey and how you have managed to overcome, and we soon get into how you overcame, but what would you say to a young man listening or a young girl listening, feeling dejected?
I would say listen, because ironically, notwithstanding my background and my upbringing, I would never change it for the world. Wow. Because it has built in me a character, a resilience, a strong desire to succeed and to impact many lives all over the world. Mm-hmm. So I would say to anyone that is in that similar situation now, the reason why you're in that situation is because there's a purpose for your life. So you are being prepared, your character has been built, your resilience has been developed to prepare you for that, to achieve that purpose. Mm. Look at the bigger picture, look at the bigger purpose for your life, and don't lose hope. In fact, relish the situation that you're in and know that you're special and you're going to be somebody great.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Don. So let me go to the question I had before about how did you manage to overcome the obstacles? What did you do to become the successful professional and creative that you are today? As we mentioned in our introduction, you are an esteemed branch manager who has been to several branches of one of the largest institutions in Jamaica. We've seen some of your projects, some of your funny stuff that you put out, some of your videos, and now this new album, Boomshot. We soon get to the projects that you've done. But how did you manage to overcome the obstacles?
Yeah, you know what? Growing in that situation, it built in me the capacity for hard work. Long hours beyond the average person. And also, Miss Lou died when I was, as if by divine purpose had been completed. She died shortly after I left high school and got a job with National Commercial Bank. And so I've been on my own from pretty much 16 years old.
Wow.
And I know that I couldn't afford, failure for me was never an option because I had no one to run back to.
So you have to make it.
If I failed, that was it. That drove me, that inspired me, and I just worked the best I could. I mean, I was blessed with a sharp mind. And within almost every 2 years, I was being promoted in my career.
Excellent.
So that is what drove me, and within a short time, I was made a branch manager. And, I'm just grateful. It's just a heart of gratitude. And, that background and that context is really what kept me focused and kept me driven, and knowing that I had to reach for the best and whatever limits I could reach, I had to reach for it,
So you are used to hard work and failure was not an option?
Absolutely.
Those are strong lessons for all of us to embrace, regardless of your background or what happened. Those are universal lessons. Thank you for those, Don. I now want to move into Boomshot. Tell us about your new album, Boomshot. And before you even get into the album, tell us about what the journey leading up to this point as well.
Okay, so I'd talk about most of my early years were spent in and around the Claremont market, because as I explained to you, Miss Lou ran the cook shop there. Every Friday and Saturday morning, I was there from 3 o'clock in the morning, finish sleeping on a hard bench. If users can go to my social media pages, I did a short film on my life where it is there, But in those days, every popular song, there's a music shop next door. Every popular song, I knew it, word for word. I could DJ it, I could sing it word for word. Reggae, whatever the genre, reggae, R&B, pop, disco, you name it. So music was always a central theme. Plus all those nights that I spent, crying myself to sleep. Music was my partner. Music was my comfort. Music was my mother. Music was my father. Music was the family that I had. And so, it became a central part of my life. I kept a songbook from as early as I remember when I was going to Claremont College. In grade 4, I had a songbook. I used to write my own songs from then.
Wow.
And so, but I never pursued it as a talent, as a
career.
as a career until in 2018 I got hospitalized at the St. Anne's Hospital. And I'm also a comedian, so always, I started to make a post on social media about how them really are dealing with bad at the hospital because them a give the patient next to me more food than me all the while.
Mm-hmm. I saw some of that, yes.
Because nobody like hospital food, yet still this man a complains him not get enough.
Mm.
So when I came out, I wrote a song called Hospital Food. And I recorded it with my phone, very amateur, with a big pot in my living room, and I posted on social media. And trust me, I got over 160,000 views in the space of 24 hours.
Wow.
So I was a member of Swallowfield Chapel in Kingston, and I had made a link with this veteran producer named Danny Brown. In music circles, everybody knows Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, in the 80s, had 90s had mainstream records with all the hot artists of the 90s, from Goofy to General Degree, Buccaneer, Hawkeye, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
Papa and Stitchy, all of them, even Buju Bant and Taurus, really. So I linked him up and said, Danny, check out the response to this song. Make we do something, man. And he looked at it and he said, all right, come in, make we do something, and then repackage it, and we changed up some things and we released a song called Hospital Food. And trust me, before I knew it, I was on all the TV stations, all the major radio media, print media.
I remember, yes.
And that was when it all started.
Hmm.
And then after that, I did a follow-up called Courts, which was even bigger than Hospital Food.
Yes.
That one now catapulted me into the Caribbean and North American space because you have court stores in New York and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And so it brought the attention, it got the attention of some people in media in New York who invited me for a media promotional tour. And that was how it all mushroomed,
And now, a word from our sponsors.
A toast only works if it's shared with others, even when we're miles apart. So let's cheer each other on. Cheers to the best in life. Drink and live responsibly. A message from Red Stripe, part of the Heineken Company.
Searching for a one-stop solution to all your facilities maintenance needs? Visit Manpower Maintenance Services Sales and Distribution Center. We stock a wide range of COVID-19 washroom cleaning and other supplies, gardening tools, chemicals, and more. Our experts are always ready to give you the best advice. Manpower Maintenance Services Sales and Distribution Center, 14 Collins Green Avenue, Kingston, Freeport Commercial Center, Montego Bay, and 33 Ward Avenue, Mandeville. Visit or call us today, 876-920-472-125.
Welcome back to our podcast. Yeah, and so now we're at Boomshot. Tell us about that album and, give us a little bit in terms of what listeners can expect.
Right, so Boomshot is my first project, my debut album, 17 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what listeners can expect is all fun and laughter. All fun and laughter. It's social commentary with a very hilarious undertone.
Mm.
So I'm talking about vaccines. I'm talking about the topical, the hot button issue of bun. I'm talking about credit, in the credit, or you put on the credit. I'm talking about the year 2020. I'm talking about how politics time when people just go for eat out the politicians. There's so much on Boomshot. It's fun and laughter from track 1 to track 17. So when people when you go to iTunes or Amazon Music or you buy the hard copy CD and you put in that from track 1 to track 17 is pure non-stop fun and laughter.
And that's exactly what we need right now, in the world. We need some
Absolutely.
fun and some laughter because we have enough of everything else.
Absolutely.
So tell our listeners then, Don, how they can purchase your album. Tell us how we can do that.
To purchase Boomshot is very easy. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can stream it on Amazon as well, or you can stream it every digital musical platform. It's there, from iTunes to Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. It's all there. Just look for Don Reid Boomshot and it comes up. So very easy, and it's very affordable, $9.99 for the entire album, or you can buy singles from the album, which is just like 99 cents per song.
Amazing. You said 17 tracks. Is there one that is your favorite or one that's a crowd favorite already? And can you give us a little piece, even if for just one line?
Absolutely. If I'm to go by response, crowd favorite will be Hospital Food, which was my first song.
Right, yes.
But the song that people are really warming up to is a song called Yes No Spanish Town, which is a song about the English language and how confusing it is.
Oh, I don't know that one actually. I know the others that you mentioned, but I don't know that one. You want to give me a piece of that one?
Yeah, man, absolutely. And actually, I'll give you with the music as well.
Okay.
So let me tune it in now. Still don't know my ABC. J-I-K-S-M-L-N-O-P. English language come from my school. Yes, now. Spanish town. English class. Look at them abroad. Yes, now. You know, if you want to go down, you must reach your eyes brown. Yes, now. Get around. Some of the people, they are all ground. Yes, now. Walk around. Report come up for them done clown. English that first language. Me just like all the word. I'm a liver damage. Exam come on me get no manage. Look at the brain won't come in for it. They tell me the plural a man gives me. So how comes the plural upon an pen? Tell me how comes 1 foot 2 feet. But a pair of boot is not pair of it. How comes after school? Teacher is data. But after church, preacher never brought. They have east and west. How you find those not? English language is a big cover. Yes, no. Spanish town, English classic, no for them are brown. Yes, no, you're not water down. You must reach your eyes, Miss Brown. Yes, no. Scatter around, some of the trees from there are ground. Yes, no. Water brown. Report from no for them don't close. Yeah, so that's yes, no, Spanish town.
Excellent. Can you give me any schooling? Can you school me on the Yes No Spanish Town? What is that? What does Spanish Town have to do with the Yes No? You know any history around that?
Yeah, man. But so if you're a Jamaican, you know that yes, from your group as a child, anytime you get in trouble, anytime one of your friends get in trouble, you say yes, no.
Spanish Town, yes.
With the doodle stick.
Yes, but where did Spanish Town come from? What is the Spanish Town?
Yeah, that was always the same. Yes, no, Spanish Town.
Yeah, man, I'm familiar. Of course, we say it all the time. But we don't know where it come from.
But there's nothing when we grew up where it's a yes, no,
Spanish Town. Yeah, man, I know.
Yeah,
I know. I forgot to do some digging to find out where the Spanish Town come from.
The one thing when your friends say that, a trouble in it, you get some beat or some punishment.
Trouble. All the way we go primary school and all age school know what that mean. Yeah,
man. So we have to say yes, no, Spanish Town because them don't spot there now. They don't know the English language and exam reporter come and the whole of them fail.
Yes, exactly. Oh boy, that Yes No Spanish Town thing. I think this generation, I don't think is familiar. Like our kids is that familiar with it. But I think this album helps to fill that gap as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. But at the time, Boomshot come out at the time when Jamaican dancehall music and reggae music is at an all-time low. So
culturally, true.
That have good social commentary with fun and laughter to bring back the fun in our music,
Yeah, I agree. This has been a great conversation, Don. I want to end by asking you to share, 3 cool things about Jamaica. We've been talking about growing up in Jamaica and about your album, which really is a commentary on Jamaica. So we want to end by asking you to share 3 cool things about Jamaica, starting with your favorite spot in Jamaica and why, then your favorite person in Jamaica and why, and then your favorite food. I'm not going to guess the food. Your favorite food and why.
Well, I'll answer all at once and all answer them, then address them individually. You see, I'm a lover of life. I'm a lover of person. I'm a lover of pretty much all things. I'm flexible. I can walk with the commoners and I can sit and dine with royalty. So I don't have really no favorite. I enjoy myself in whatever space I am. So if I talk about a favorite spot in Jamaica, I have none. Jamaica is actually my favorite spot. I love Jamaica. I really, really love Jamaica so much. I've traveled, trust me, and there's no place like Jamaica. So all around Jamaica is my favorite spot. My favorite person, I don't have a favorite person. I just love people. I love to make people laugh. I love to make people feel good about themselves. So all if you follow me on social media, on my blogs, all my songs is just to make people feel good.
Yes.
You know? So
I see that,
I'm
yes.
just a lover of people. And food, you know, I'm going to share a little secret. You know, but even though I sing Hospital Food, which was my first song that put me on the scene.
Yes.
You know, interestingly, I don't love food.
What?
I hardly eat.
What?
Sometimes for the entire day I don't eat.
I find it hard to believe, Don.
Yeah, man, it is. Many people find it hard to believe, but I do. If I could do without eating, I would do without eating.
Really?
So I don't really love food, but if I had to make a choice,
Yes,
I
please.
would choose between curry goat and jerk pork.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now I'm at a spot that is, you know, I came just for the curry goat. But I'm not giving any advertising. So
Yes, that curry goat or the jerk pork are both pretty spicy dishes.
Actually.
Yeah.
The both and I had both.
Nice.
Yeah.
Boy, Don, it's been such a pleasure chatting with you on this edition of Impacting Jamaica. So inspirational to know the beginnings and where you are right now in your life. The sky is right there. The sky is within reach. You know, when they say you must aim for the sky,
No, the sky is so low. I don't like when people tell me about the sky because that's limiting me. There's worlds beyond the sky.
Awesome. So you're aiming for the universe.
Absolutely.
Awesome. What a inspirational testimony you have. I know our listeners will be impacted by it and encouraged by it. So thank you again for being with us on Impacting Jamaica.
And thank you for having me as a guest.
Before you go, could you repeat, I'm not sure you shared your social media channels. Could you just tell listeners where they can go to just connect with you on Instagram or wherever?
Yeah, so on Instagram it's the Don Reid Show. Once you put in Don Reid, you will see it come up. That's a fan page.
Okay.
And I have a personal page there as well. On Facebook is